Now, Democrats sold Joe Biden to the American people as a seasoned, vigorous force who could get things done.
He is a remarkably talented, energetic problem solver who can lead us out of this crisis and unite our country.
Energetic? Have you seen Biden's schedule? And a uniter by calling America systemically racist? Or my favorite, a problem solver, more like a problem denier. Now, first on the border. Now, for months, we've been inundated with videos showing the sea of humanity pouring into our already very stressed nation. And it gets worse every day. The woman he assigned to fix the mess, she's in total denial. She still hasn't bothered to even visit the border. In fact, she hasn't held a news conference on the matter in at least 48 days. Now, if we had an honest media, one that still possessed even a shred of integrity, they'd be raking her over the coals for this every day. This is total dereliction of duty. It kind of reminds me, doesn't it, of a high school student who only reads the cliff notes, right? Like Harris, when she's pressed about a topic, she just spouts meaningless, vague generalities.
I am responsible for and have been taking on the responsibility of dealing with the root causes of migration. And here's how I think about it. Listen, when you look at the Northern Triangle, which is the area of focus, the geographic area of focus, you have to ask and realize that I think most people don't want to leave home.
That's the answer? Okay. Addressing the root causes? What about the crisis that's playing out right in front of our eyes? It's there. Just hours ago, Customs and Border Protection put out really shocking numbers. Last month, there were more than 178,000 apprehensions at the border. Compare that to last April, under President Trump, there were only 17,000. That's an increase, even with COVID, this is shocking, of 944%. But not to worry, it's not a crisis. Remember when Biden, by the way, did on one occasion, I think on one occasion he called it a crisis. Well, the White House freaked out. They quickly walked that all back. So untold numbers of these migrants are infected with COVID. Some have violent criminal records. The majority are just pouring in for free school, free health care, food stamps, free housing. And Biden seems to be totally fine with allowing this to continue as long as possible. But again, if you deny the crisis exists at all, there's just no urgency to address it. And now a new crisis. It kind of takes me back to 1979, sitting in my mom's station wagon in a long line in Connecticut for gasoline. This happened at the time all across America.
I've been here since 4:30 this morning. It's ridiculous waiting online here. I couldn't get gas Tuesday. The line was about 8 blocks long.
I thought my husband would be able to get gas. He came here at 20 after 5, and he called me at 6 that I should come out and take over because he's got to go to work.
I'm here since 5 in the morning. I spend every day 3 hours on the line. I am always nervous about gas. I can't concentrate on my work.
He can't concentrate on his work. He's nervous about gas. But now it's 2021, and it's Biden's America. And here we go again.
Chloe Hadley spent $100 for premium at Quick Trip in South Carolina.
Oh my gosh, no.
The station running out of regular by 11 o'clock this morning.
I mean, I've coasted in here on 0. I'm lucky, I guess, like.
We can just rename Biden Joey Carter at this point, a long-lost cousin from Delaware of our 39th president. But when you think about it, it's quaint, the old Jimmy Carter years. Last night we spelled out all the similarities: a deteriorating situation with Iran, terrorists emboldened, and the growing threat of stagflation. There's even a refugee crisis. Remember the Mariel boat lift? The only thing missing is Biden in a red cardigan sweater by the fireplace. But at least Americans can rest assured that Joe has the best interests of his own citizens at heart. Or not. Politico reporting today that DHS's intelligence arm is setting up a dedicated team to focus on domestic terrorism. Its leaders also plan to work with the tech industry and outside academics to assess which online narratives may be most likely to incite violence. So, DHS is using big tech to target Trump supporters. That's happening, but they failed to thwart a cyber attack on the Colonial Pipeline. Those are their priorities. By the way, an attack that has forced states to declare states of emergency. 4 states so far. But Biden's brilliant energy secretary says, don't worry. Again, no crisis here. Just use a few synonyms and think positively, people.
We want to encourage people. It's not that we have a gasoline shortage. It's that we have this supply crunch and that things will be back to normal soon, and that we're asking people not to hoard and know that we are all over this.
Are you reassured? When Americans ignore what people like Granholm say, it's due to the administration's just refusal to speak the truth on all other crises out there. Like their shameless attempt to take credit for vaccines and good economic news when it was all due to Trump's Operation Warp Speed and the red state-led push to reopen America. Of course, their refusal to admit that extended unemployment benefits are killing hiring and stalling economic growth, or their refusal to admit that their experts at the CDC were wrong about closing schools, were wrong about masks, were wrong about closing down in general. And of course, they were wrong about the benefits of vitamin D3, ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, and other drugs. And let's not forget their refusal to admit that the trillions in government spending that the Biden team are trying to ram through Congress is totally unnecessary and irresponsible. Even Larry Summers said it was unnecessary. How's that? And another issue that's gotten precious little attention, Biden's refusal to call all government workers back to the office. It's so revealing. The D.C. bureaucracy, you hang out in D.C. for 5 minutes, you realize no one's going back to work. They've been paid for more than a year, and most employees are just sitting at home, supposedly working more efficiently, if you believe what? Taking online yoga, macrame, planting an organic vegetable garden is work? Workers at grocery stores, they're working. Liquor stores, they're working. Big box stores, they're working, and apparently they're essential, but hundreds of thousands of government workers in Washington, D.C. are not. Okay, I say good. Because when Republicans take the House next year, they should move to slash the federal payroll accordingly. They're not essential. And they should have cut the federal workforce when they had the chance, when they were in power. They didn't. But I'm telling you, my friends, Biden cannot, aw shucks, my granddad used to say himself out of this dire situation that his team has gotten us into. Incompetence and radicalism are a dangerous combination. And those are his 2 defining traits right now. Just as more of America is starting to open up, his reckless policies risk shutting us down. Trump warned America that Sleepy Joe was out of gas. And now, millions of Americans may soon be as well. And that's the angle.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.